What's good, everybody?
Happy.
Wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you're having a good time. I'm coming at you live from the ruudidi stream. I, Rudy Donovan, am your host. Now, you might just be asking, who is Rudy Donovan? And of course, there's a few ways to answer this, but today, we'll take our answer from our old pal, Google. Rudy Donovan. That's me. That's me. So this is what you get when you pull up my name on Google. Bro, what? There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. Okay. All right. Well, looks like I have to come out with the full Govey. Actually, hold on. Let's see what happens when I just pull up my first name. What happens? The film about the football player guy. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Right? That's this guy? No. Yes. Sean Astin played that guy. Yeah, this is the same dude. Same cat. Oh, fuck. Rudy Giuliani. That's not a good one. That's not a good one. I hate that shit. I hate that he has the same name as me. It's so ass. It's so ass. I'll be introducing myself to people, and then I'll be like, yeah, my name's Rudy. I'm Rudy. And they're like, oh, Rudy Giuliani, dude. Oh. And they think they're so funny, dude. They think they're the class clown. Another thing that happens when I tell people my name is they will start chanting like that scene from this movie. I wonder if that actually happened in real life or if they're just like lying. They're just capping just like they did with the fucking Blind Side. You hear about that shit? You hear about that shit? Fucking insane. No surprise, but the lady in the Blind Side apparently was just like exploiting this kid, and the story that they presented in the movie is very, very much unlike the real story. So they fabricated like a ton of it and made her out to seem like she's, you know, the hero. But low key, I can't remember what the article was. It's bullshit anyways, like the whole thing, but apparently you can just go and adopt kids with the hope of like turning them into like really high performing motherfuckers. So I guess that's what they were trying to do with this kid, and they kind of like pushed him into that whole role. I'm not sure he really wanted to do the whole football thing. Now there's a fucking movie about him. God, I fucking hope, dude. This is the football movie, right? Wait, what did he have to say about?
Most of our members struggle to meet their health care. And on the media, they say, oh, you know, you're in Beverly Hills with your match. You're like, no, they're not. These are real people that have to have second and third jobs where they used to be able to have a career.
Okay, based, not surprised that Sean Astin is pro workers' rights. Very sick. Very sick nonetheless. Okay, guys, I have a confession to make. Okay? I have a confession to make. A couple confessions, actually. Chief among them being that Rudy Donovan is not my real name. Well, it is. But listen, I'm a junior. Okay? I'm a Rudy Jr., which sucks ass. But I don't recognize it. And I'll tell you why. I don't recognize being a junior because I got my name from my dad, who I never met. Well, actually, no. He left my life when I was 7 years old. Who's calling me? Spam risk? Get the fuck out of here, dude. He left my life when I was 7 and my sister was like 8 and a half, I think. And yeah, he was just kind of a fucking lame. Kind of a huge lame. So I don't want to be a junior because of that reason. You know what I mean? Like, why would I want to carry on a legacy of like an asshole? That's ridiculous. That's crazy. So my original name that I was born with is this, Rudy Sneed. And that's where you see, oh my God, holy fuck. That's where you see all of it. Everything is here, dude. All of my everything. I have an IMDb. Holy shit. Yup. Told you guys. Y'all know about that. I think me being in the army is like one of the biggest, me previously being in the army is one of the biggest reasons why I'm just like super anti-imperialism and anti-militarism. Anti-military industrial complex. Look at this shit though, dude. This is like a different person. You know what I mean? I feel like if you were to look through just me through Google and click through some of these links, like no. Click through some of these links, you would think I woke up one day and just became a different person. But that's because I just stopped posting during the panorama. And that's when I became fucking a Hasanabi head. All right. That was the first sin. Okay. Was staying indoors and learning about stuff. Around the same time, there's a lot of civil unrest because of, I mean, I don't even have to go back. You guys know about the George Floyd riots in protest of like police violence, and particularly to what happened to George Floyd when he was murdered on the streets and everybody watched. Yeah. Anyways. Not to get too deep, too fast. I was in a movie once. I was in a movie once. Maybe twice, depending on if the second one ever made it through. I don't know if it ever made it through to production. We filmed and then I never heard anything about it. I'm trying to track that down. I'm trying to figure all that shit out. Soon. Eventually. For soon. Yeah, Facebook. Yo, what's up, Olivia? Welcome to chat. How are you? I always your last name is Sneed. It reminds me of Whoville. It reminds everybody of Whoville. It's not a serious last name, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a serious last name, which is why I had to change it. Okay? Which is why this person no longer exists. And no, I didn't go to fucking Amphi. Who is this person? Owner operator at Hamilton and Sneed Home and Garden Solutions. I didn't go to no damn amphitheater, brother. Goofy ass last name. Okay, chill. Chill. I was born with that. But as soon as I shed that shit, for real, I became a different person. Changing your name is sick. I would say the only downside is that I can't fucking find myself under this new name, which is just my first and middle name, by the way, guys. I just got rid of my last name, which gets rid of both my goofy ass last name. I can't believe I told you guys this is ridiculous. Luckily, nobody's in here. Nobody will ever know. It'll just nobody will ever have to see this, and I will never get made fun of because I'll never tell you guys this again. Okay? All right? Rudy Sneed, he's dead. That motherfucker's dead. Okay? What was I saying? Damn good thing. Damn good thing. But now I can't fucking find myself. Okay, what happens when I put in... Okay. That's better. That's more like... Oh, fuck. Excuse me. That's more... How do we call it? Post-awakening Rudy. This is more post-awakening Rudy. This is after I watched enough of the Hasanabe broadcast to open my third eye. And it allowed me to... I don't even know. Get 20 subscribers on my YouTube. Guys, this is... By the way, can I just like take a moment to say fucking nice, dude. Fucking nice, guys. Really, really sick. And the YouTube is now at 20 subscribers. So you guys are all coming through and coming to follow, and that's huge. I appreciate that. I wasn't even gonna say anything about that, but yeah, I just realized it's kind of sick. I blasted that out there, and then you guys, first of all, you watched the new video, which was super nice. Appreciate that. You're gonna have to let me know what you think. Everybody's been super supportive in the comments. Super supportive in the comments, and I appreciate that. Probably if you attach your full name to your profiles, it would link to them. No, because I don't want anybody to find me by my last name anymore. It's a dead name. It's a dead name to me. You know what I mean? Like, we're past that. We've ascended. So I don't want anybody to call me that, let alone look for me by that name. I'm a different person. But it does make it so interesting, because a lot of this stuff would make it look like I just appeared out of nowhere. Except for my Pinterest. I can't go into my Pinterest. But my Pinterest is really fucking old. If you look this shit up, super old. It's got all kinds of shit from back when I was a DC mega nerd and I would get into comics and stuff. Oh my god. Oh my god. It was real bottom behavior. Not unlike those bottoms who will see the bottom of the hour ad. Because right now, we are gonna serve you a 3-minute ad. And if you don't subscribe, then you're a bottom. I don't know how to tell you this. It's, you know, I don't make the rules. That one I did just make. You can blame me, I guess, but it doesn't change anything. Okay, you're still a bottom if you do not subscribe. And it's okay to be a bottom, you know, you still provide a lot of value. So, you know what to do. It won't let you sub. Huh? What do you mean it won't let you sub? It should let you. Are you trying to do it on your phone? Well, that's the only thing I could think of. Shit. Good luck with that. I guess you're a bottom then. Eat this, bottom. 10 minutes of ads. I'm kidding. It's only 3, which I have no choice. I'm obligated to send. I did it on my computer and it rejected my card. Oh shit. Was I having that issue? I'm trying to remember if I had any issues like that. I know I was having issues paying for something else, but it wasn't on Twitch. I think it was like Uber or some shit. Anyways. Anyways. My hands are like super flaky. Let me just update you guys on what the fuck is going on in my life. I am falling apart at the seams. Okay, I'm dying. I'm fucking dying, dude. Okay. My hands are flaky. Okay, my hands are mad flaky. I don't know if you can tell. Probably not so much. Just because it's so bright. Regardless, the skin is peeling on them, and that's probably due to having to wash them constantly, because I use the bathroom and I wash my hands every single time, which you're supposed to do, but I need to get some soap or some lotion that helps with this damage. And then in other news, I'm correcting my posture. I'm trying to correct my posture. Now don't sit up. Don't like perk up if you just heard me talk about posture. Because listen, do not fix your posture. Do not fix your posture. It's so painful. Okay? I'm gonna tell you why. When your body is used to holding you in a certain way, it builds muscles that way. So my muscles were like built for a sloucher. I'd be slouching. And I still be slouching. But when you try to fix your posture by correcting it and like straightening your spinal alignment, you hold that, and that could be, a workout, a literal workout. I watched videos for like a half hour yesterday because I was in a lot of pain. Neck, back, all of it. And I wanted to figure out how to fix my posture so that I could come off as more confident and just be more confident overall, because that's a very important step in confidence building, guys. Super important. I stopped having good posture as an experiment. I stopped having good posture and I decided that I was going to have poor posture and see if there was any benefits to that. There are none. So if you have good posture, just keep that shit, bro. It's good. It's worth it. All right. It's fucking painful trying to go back. And also there are no benefits. You just get aches and pains if you don't have good posture. If you have bad posture right now and you're trying to correct your posture, do it slowly over time. My dumbass decided that I was going to Google the entire body and proper posture for the entire body, and then correct my posture with that information. And I did. And it was, it was a workout. I was sweating, but it felt good. It felt like I was like finally stretching out some of the muscles that I'd been not used for a while, which is what happens when you change your posture. What's up, Rainbow? Welcome in. Why does your hat say IDF? You didn't know I'm a supporter? You didn't know I'm a Zionist? I actually received one of the guns from Ben Gavir. He gave it to me personally. I asked for a helmet. He said that there was not enough money in the budget for a helmet, but it's a different thing. I sleep all twisted and then my back hurts. Yeah, that's another thing, is I fuck my back up. I fuck the shit out of my back when I go and sleep, which I could not do last night. Oh my God. Guys, I was trying to sleep. Oh my God. I was trying to sleep for hours. I call that a work, by the way. I call that a work today so that I could just fucking stay here and, not be in pain. I was on the bed, bro. I was on the bed in every position you could possibly imagine, dude. I was like on my back, straight up on my back. You know what I mean? And that was painful. Okay. Oh my God. I was like, what the fuck? I'm just on my back. It's so painful. Okay. I tried my back. Several times throughout the night, I was like, I think that if I just like elongate my spine, I will be so good. So I do like the fetal position. I do like the fetal position, but instead of doing like the fetal position on like my side or something, I do it to where my knees are on the bed and I'm curled up. I'm curled up like this. Delusional. Okay, delusional. I did not know what the fuck I was doing for the 8 hours of rest I was trying to have yesterday. I was all over the place. And then eventually I wake up at like 4 a.m. I'm like, I'm not doing shit today, bro. I cancel everything. And then I try to go and lay back down after peeing and fucking getting up throughout the night like 50 times. I finally get like maybe 1 or 2 hours of good sleep. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. That's so good. And every time I get up, I'm stretching my body, trying to crack my back and shit. Actually, not trying to crack my back, just trying to like stretch my body. And my back just cracked. Like pretty much every single time I would go to move, my spine was just like whole time. So don't fix your posture. It's not worth it. I actually do appreciate how my posture's kind of shifted. It makes me stand a lot better. I'm holding weight, I think, more properly. And when I go to work out, I'll actually be able to lift without fucking my shit up. My back hurts from carrying the weight of always being the cutest and smartest person. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, I'm sure you never have to carry that burden when I'm around. But just know that I know, because I know. I trust. Yo, that's a big brain move though. Why don't we like ask for those guns? Oh, like, yo, we're so Zionist, bro. Buy me an AR-15. Because they're using our money. Because they're using our money to buy those AR-15s. So it's like, hey, can you go down to the store? I need you to buy me a fucking I need you to go down to the store and give me a gun. Give me a gun. Because that's our money. That's our money that they're using to buy the guns and to do the genociding with. We're so Zionist, bro. We're so Zionist, bro, that our tax dollars, that we're supporting the genocide without even supporting the genocide. Just by paying taxes. This is one aspect Jeff Bezos is based in. Okay? Not a single, well, okay, I can't say that. I was gonna say something, but that was just, I don't know shit about that. There is a good chance his money has gone to Israel in some way, shape, or form, but not his tax dollars. Not his tax dollars. Think about that. Huh? Broke boys, get your money up. Jeff Bezos has got all this cash, never pays taxes, never supports the Israeli war regime with his taxes. I'm sure he does it with tax write-offs though. Fucking tons of tax write-offs. That's funny you guys say all this though, because today we got plenty of shit going on. Here, let me kill the beats. We got a lot of shit going on today. First things first. one more thing. One more thing on posture. I said it already, but take your time. Take your time if you're going to go correct your shit. All right. Okay. Okay, so for today, that's the wrong day. This is the right day. We got a few things to go over. All right. So there's a few things going on with the United States government as we're in the midst of choosing a new majority House Speaker. All right. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to get into the convoys that have reached Gaza. So look forward to some W's as far as humanitarian aid goes. Israel refusing hostages ahead of a potential ground invasion is also something we'll be covering today. And then if there's time at the end, we'll be paying attention to what's happening live. And hopefully we don't see a ground invasion. But if the United States continues to support Israel, then not even God can stop Israel. Like, literally, nobody else on the face of the planet will stand up to these motherfuckers. Only in the UN, which the US owns. Okay. All right. So first things first, we'll start off with what I cannot talk. First things first, we will start off with what is happening stateside.
Army. And on Capitol Hill, Republicans dropped far-right Ohio Congressmember Jim Jordan as their nominee for House Speaker after Jordan's third vote attempt failed on the House floor Friday. In a secret ballot behind closed doors, just 86 Republicans voted to keep Jordan as their nominee. 9 Republicans have since announced plans to seek their party's nomination. All but 2 of the Republican candidates sought to block the certification of President Biden's 2020 election victory.
So that's fucking huge. That's pretty great. We no longer have one election denier running for majority speaker. But we'll be keeping an eye on who they choose to put up next. All right, we have a few candidates. I think they said it was either 7 or 9 people that are looking to place their hat in the ring. So we'll see what goes on with that. Wait. Oh my God. Did I not show it? No, I showed it. Okay. I'm tripping, boys. So, something that I thought was kind of interesting and funny that's going on recently that's also has to do with Israel and Palestine. We're going to check out this clip. And yes, I did say Dave Chappelle, the rich bitch who couldn't help but shitting on trans people because he had literally nothing better to do, and also blocking, like, was it housing? Blocking housing for like poor people. My guy, my man. Here he is on what's going on recently and his take on Israel Palestine. Oh shit, hello? Yo, this has been bugging mad recently.
see that right wingers don't know what to do with Chappelle now that he said something in support of Palestine? Oh yeah, this was reported by the Wall Street Journal as well. So for those of you who don't know, Dave Chappelle is Muslim. I don't know if you know that. Not that it fucking matters in this situation, but I would suspect that he has at least somewhat of a different perspective than like the regular American Christian on the matter. He might feel a sense of closeness. So you guys did not know that? Yes. So, this is an assessment of what happened. This is like someone describing what happened. Did you see this? An interview with the Israeli civil defense worker, Hamas terrorists, and leaked interrogation video. The commander told us to stomp in their heads, behead them, do whatever you want with them, chop off their legs. Hamas is ISIS. What? I have fucking ran in through the fence and was not Hamas at all, but they where he was.
Okay.
Something is changing in America. I saw Dave Chappelle last night at the Boston TD Garden. It was sold out, so I would say 22,000 people there. 3/4 of the show, he said he wanted to address what's going on in Palestine and Israel. He specifically said Palestine and said it before Israel. He said what happened on October 7th wasn't right, but also what's going on isn't right and not just. You can't kill innocent civilians like that, and the whole world sits silently and watches. Then someone shouted at him from the crowd, "Shut the fuck up, Dave." He then went nuts and yelled back, "No, you shut the fuck up. You don't take the tens of billions of my country to go kill innocent women and children and come tell me to shut the fuck up." He said, "Don't come begging me for money from my country and then go drop bombs on children and cut off innocent people, water, and electricity. You have the audacity to pay to come see me and then tell me to shut the fuck up? No, you shut the fuck up." The crowd started clapping and cheering for him and saying, "Yes, Dave, and chance to free Palestine." And it said, "You're damn right, free Palestine." He went on a 15-minute rant about being a Muslim and that the Israelis are projecting what's wrong with them on Muslims, and the crowd kept on cheering. It was surreal. Crowd is a typical Boston demographic, 80% white, 5% black, the rest Latin and others. He yelled, "What are you going to do? Cancel me? Go ahead and cancel me. You can't cancel all of us." So,
Bro.
this is the only like inside account from this situation. And you can go, "Oh, well, what the fuck? This is just like regular ass like Facebook post."
Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. First of all, that Dave Chappelle is Muslim. I had no idea. That is something I did not know before today. And second of all, he is free Palestine. He's with the people of Palestine and against the unjust occupation of Israel in Palestine. And I fuck with that. He's anti-Zionist. Bro. First of all, look at the number right now. I paused it at, okay, it could have been a bunch of threes, but 333, all right? Every time I see angel numbers, every time I see repeating numbers, I make a wish. My wish right now is that Dave Chappelle sees his errors and respects trans people, or maybe even transitions. I don't know. That'd be cool. But just anything, because that would be great. He would instantly become my GOAT again if he did this one thing. Okay, if he did this one thing right wingers hate, and that's gonna be really interesting. A lot of people are gonna shit on him. Especially after all of the supporters and his new base. Right after he had everything to say, shitting on trans people. So that's cool. That's cool. Dave Chappelle W. I believe one day. One day. Just like I believe one day our tax money will be properly used and not blown on a bunch of shit like guns for settlers. You know what I mean? And whatever else they're spending it on, because apparently they don't have enough money. The IDF don't have enough money to arm their soldiers with fucking helmets, dude. They are so broke. They are so broke right now. They're just like, Daddy, please, Daddy America, can you just, please? I've been a good girl, okay? I've done my job and continued on the atrocities you perpetuated when you were in the region. Please. Oh, please. We just need a little more money. Another milli, please, Daddy. A small loan. A small loan of $1 million. So they're crowdsourcing. This tweet says, personal request. A friend is serving on the Gaza Strip. Their unit is in dire need of new tactical helmets. The donation campaign is tax deductible and all proceeds will go to their specific troop. Every dollar counts. This is just awesome. And I had the thought earlier to make a GoFundMe, to make like a parody GoFundMe for just like the underarmed IDF, and then just take all that money and then just like donate it directly to the Palestinian Red Crescent Foundation. You know what I mean? Like literally just fucking grift. Just unshamelessly grift. You know what I mean? But then I thought twice and I was like, I don't know. Is this ethical? Is this really ethical? Maybe I shouldn't do this. So I decided against it. Still thinking about it though. I'm not going to lie. So the reason they have no money, by the way, the reason they don't have enough money to buy helmets, as lead actor from Pixar's Soda says, incredible. Did these guys just sell their whole inventory to the Russian mob? How else could they possibly have these kinds of shortages? The reason they have these kinds of shortages is because they spent all of their money on bullshit like this. Oh, I'm sorry. All of our money on bullshit like this. Okay? All of our Skrilla goes to Israel's fascist Minister of Security, Itamar Ben-Gvir, is distributing weapons to illegal settlers in occupied Palestine. Dude, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, man. They're handing guns to civilians. These guys are walking up in their fucking tucked in button up in their loafers. On the way to the Palestinian genocide. And they videotaped it too, dude. And just out here like, yes. Look, we don't give a fuck. We out here. Yes. We are Nazis. Okay? And no, nobody's going to call us that. So we're going to go ahead and get away with as much as we can. Okay? Speaking of getting away with as much as they can, a few things happened yesterday in Gaza. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves updated on the many inner movings and workings. So, shit's fucked up. A lot of bad shit popped off yesterday. Uncovered. So Al-Aqsa hospital in central Gaza. Hold on, start over. Okay. At least 400 killed by Israeli strikes on Gaza in a single day. Yesterday. This happened yesterday. While I was parsing through and looking for as much information as I could, and no mainstream media outlets covered any of this shit. They were just running the same bullshit they were running throughout the week. This is what happened, and this is what they fail to inform you about on mainstream. 400 killed in a single day yesterday. Al-Aqsa Hospital in central Gaza says 65% of the casualties taken to the hospital overnight were children. There were also strikes in South Gaza where Israeli forces told people to flee to. So they were like, guys, go south. Go south where it will be safe. Okay? And I mean, this is no surprise to us. We know here that they will send you somewhere, get you as grouped up as possible, and then still fucking bomb it. Okay? After telling you not to be somewhere. And then they'll blame it on Islamic Jihad. Or you know, whoever else. They'll blame it on Islamic Jihad, then they'll say it was the crossfire, and then maybe they'll say that they did it in like a press review, a press release that's dropped on like a Sunday where nobody's like paying attention. Tarek Salut said, we were told that Khan Yunis is considered to be a safe place, and everyone came here from the north and south from Gaza City because it's considered safe. But unfortunately, last night was the hardest night so far that we saw in Khan Yunis. Palestinian media have described it as the heaviest bombardment since Hamas's attack on Israel on October 7th. So that's just one day. That's just one day. All right. Besides that, here is a little.
Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org.
Here's a little dive into a little bit more about what's going on in the region. It's going to talk about. We're gonna learn a little bit more about the trucks full of aid that were sent into Gaza. We'll get the details, find out what was on them, what wasn't on them, and how useful those things are going to be. All those things, all those right here.
Report, I'm Amy Goodman. At least 400 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli air attacks on Gaza over the past day, according to health officials. Residents of the southern city of Khan Yunis said Sunday night strikes were among the worst they've experienced. The death toll in Gaza has topped 5,000 people, with more than 14,000 wounded. Israel's intensifying assault on the besieged Palestinian territory included missile and artillery attacks on densely populated residential areas, including the Jabalia refugee camp. Israeli attacks also struck areas near Gaza's Al-Shifa and Al-Quds hospitals, with medical teams warning patients could be just minutes away from death due to shortages of fuel and electricity. The UN says at least 120 newborns in incubators, including premature babies, are at risk. This is Dr. Nasser Bulbul, head of the neonatal intensive care unit at Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital.
We call on everyone to send the necessary medical supplies for this critical department, or else we will face a huge catastrophe, especially if the electricity is out in these departments where there are 55 babies. We will lose all those who need electricity within 5 minutes.
Okay, I just realized I got to be more faithful to the boys. Let's blast off on Twitter real quick. Let everybody know we've started and what the information is going to be for tonight. Okay. Let's see. Blasting back into the week with more news now. Talking hostage. I want to say hostage crisis, but that sounds in hostage. Talking hostage denial by the IDF. Wait, No. Talking about why the IDF denied the safe return of hostages amid a bombing campaign. Dave Chappelle. We already covered that, but is he on this app? Am I spelling his name right? Dave Chappelle. Come on, bro. Let me tag Dave Chappelle, bro. This is not normally, right? It should be easier to tag people. Like, it's just not pulling up. It doesn't pull up anything. I think my browser busted, dude. I'm not even gonna cap. Not even gonna kappa, dude. Whatever. Dave Chappelle. On why he said free Palestine. And I want to say something about the world watching as we potentially get down to a ground invasion. And more as the international community pleads for a ceasefire. Okay. Cool. And that's going to be at www.twitch.tv/ruudidi. All right, guys. Fucking look at that. Perfect. Now, if I could get a meme, that would just make this all fucking all A1. A1 from day one. Do I have any memes? I swear to God, I was trying to send this fucking condemn Hamas meme one that I put on my Instagram. You guys probably saw it already on Instagram. But it's acting really fucking weird. I can't download it. Wait, maybe I can download it now. Let's try. Yeah, no, the media is fucked. For some reason, the media is fucked, bro. How in the world? It's a JPEG, brother. How is it not right? Okay, whatever. Maybe there's another meme I can send. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, shit. I have to find it again. Where did it go? Here it is. Okay. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Let's try this, see if it works. Oh yeah, it works. All right, guys. Go ahead and take this and send it. Damn, it didn't do the full picture. That's kind of nuts. That's kind of wild. I wonder if I sent the right one. Whatever. Here you go. Take this and blast it. Like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell. And now we're going to dive back in.
Some parents have taken to writing names on their children's bodies for fear they will die and not be able to be identified. 2 convoys of up to 20 trucks carrying urgently needed aid started trickling into Gaza over the weekend through its border with Egypt. A 3rd convoy is expected today as humanitarian workers say much more aid is needed and much faster.
We have confirmation that the 3rd convoy made it. Here's a little bit more information on that 3rd convoy.
Well, it's now been 17 days since the war in Gaza began, and Israel is continuing its bombing campaign.
What's up, Karn? How's it going, man? Glad to see you in here, dude. Are you still in school? Is that shit still kicking your ass? Last I knew, you were tied up with that stuff, man. Good shit.
At least 400 Palestinians have been killed in some of the worst overnight attacks on the territory, according to health officials in Gaza. Well, humanitarian aid does continue to enter as hospitals are in dire need of medical supplies. Thousands of Palestinians seeking shelter in schools are now receiving some aid, but people say what they need most is for the attacks to stop. On Monday, Israeli airstrikes hit several locations, including neighborhoods in Gaza City. Now, many families and children have been displaced after their homes were left in ruins. And Israeli forces have intensified raids, too, in the occupied West Bank.
Wait. No, I finished in May working as a paralegal right now. Holy fuck. Bro, you're way more qualified to do this shit than I am. Speaking of which, are you coming back to stream? That's another burning question of mine.
Dozens of Palestinians were detained there overnight, 2 killed during an Israeli raid in the Jalazon refugee camp. Now, since the start of the war on October 7th, more than 5,000 Palestinians have lost their lives in Gaza, according to the Palestinian Health Ministry. In the occupied West Bank, Israeli forces have killed 95 in the past 2 weeks. In Israel, 1,400 people were killed in Hamas's military operation. Harry Fawcett begins our coverage.
Nighttime brings no respite for Palestinians in Gaza. Instead, more death, more destruction. The Israeli army says it hit 320 targets during the night, children among the victims.
Okay, so I don't know if they mentioned it yet, but as far as the...
Seeking shelter in schools are now receiving some aid, but people say what they need most is for the attacks to stop. On Monday, Israeli airstrikes hit been displaced, intensified, 2 killed during
Okay,
Israeli...
they didn't. Okay, cool. So they haven't mentioned it yet, but as far as that convoy goes, as far as the 3rd convoy coming in, still stream occasionally, just don't have a schedule set. I never see that. I wonder if I'm following on this account. Hold on. Because I used to use a completely different account for like everything. I would view and all that. Oh, I am following. Okay. Damn. I guess I just haven't seen. I think I just got to get lucky and pay closer attention. Let me know next time you stream, dude. I know you guys do like football commentary. I know you did a stream with Amir, and that was cool. I'm not like a super big football person, but I love the idea of that. I feel like there's a lot of space for that on the platform. Okay, so a ceasefire, obviously at the top of the list of things that is needed. Okay, humanitarian corridors, ceasefire, all of those things. But on top of that, they need fuel. They need fuel. Something that they omitted in this. Not in this video. I think they might cover it later. But overall, the convoy has no fuel. All three of those convoys, no fuel. And Israel isn't letting fuel get through because they're afraid, not afraid, because they're saying that Hamas is going to use it for, bombs and rockets. But they need that oil. There's already been a hospital, Indonesia hospital. On the Gaza Strip. Here. Gaza starts to plunge into darkness at the Indonesian hospital where injured are being received at the door with the use of telephone lighting. Israeli military hasn't allowed fuel into Gaza for 18 days now. No power. They're treating people with no power. You know what I mean? And this is a severe situation because it's not just like a normal, everyday hospital load. It's a war zone. They're being bombarded. They're accepting like victims of explosives and shrapnel and like just war. Those are much more intensive and require resources to be able to treat. Resources that are being choked and starved and kept out of Gaza. It was a pain in the ass just to get the first convoy through. And then we finally got the second and then the third. Yet they're still missing essential supplies. And of the supplies that they did receive, it's a drop in the bucket. I'm sure they appreciate everything they get, but it's not enough. It's not nearly enough. So, hospitals without power, babies on incubators, okay? Pregnant women, all of these things exist in Gaza. And the situation becomes extremely exacerbated by a lack of fuel and getting fucking bombed. Okay? It's just like, you guys know this shit. I don't even have to hit this point again because we've gone over it so many times. It's just redundant. But it blows my mind to have to explain that to like other people. Okay, where were we? So fuel can't get in. Oh shit, I think I missed an ad break. It probably ran already. An ad ran already, right? I'll assume because of timing. I gotta get better at that. Oops. So if you want to avoid ads, by the way, you should know how to do it. If you don't, it's super easy. You can subscribe by clicking the little purple button on the bottom of the screen. Might not be purple, but regardless, it should say subscribe. You click that and you can pay either $5 to avoid ads entirely and completely, or you can use your Amazon Prime subscription, one you already have, which everybody already has one, right? Or you know someone that has it. Take that, you plug it in on Twitch, you get a free sub. All right. You obviously want to use that on me because, you know. Would you know if I didn't tell you? Okay, so. Again, Israel is just showing their ass. They just show their ass constantly by telling the people no fuel because we don't want to worry about rockets, which is already a situation. They're already receiving rocket fire. They're already using the Iron Dome to shut down rockets from not only Hamas, but also like Hezbollah and like others who are going to become pulled into this conflict. The region is just like it's complicated. But not so complicated when you go back and you look at the history and the material conditions regarding the time. Go watch 1948. Seriously, that movie is so good. I gotta finish that shit still. I was thinking about watching it on stream, I'm not gonna lie. We might do that. We might do that later if there's time. We'll see. But there's a few other recommendations. I retweeted them. So if you want to know what's popping on Twitter and get all the information that I have and that I put out and share from people who are on the ground or who are knowledgeable about the situation in every situation, Twitter. Okay. Go follow my Twitter. And while you're at it, go like and retweet the last tweet. And I'll love you so much. I'll appreciate you a ton. Big hugs and kisses. Maybe even a crisp high five. So, getting back into it, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, this is the perfect time to throw a 3-minute ad if it hasn't thrown already, so that we don't get interrupted. I'm going to go ahead and drop it now. You guys already got the spiel. All right. Cool. Man, seeing some old names rolling back through chat. That's super great. That makes me really happy. I'm happy to see Karn back in the mix. Rainbow, I see you so much. It makes me sick. Kidding. Or fucking am I, dude? It's an ad break. So all the normies, they're all seeing an ad. So I get to bully you as much as I want. All right? Now it's my turn. While I burn time for the ads to be completed, I can just roast you guys. You'll see me even more often, Kappa. Yeah, on God. Yo, did you see the YouTube video? You see the YouTube video already, dude? I edited that myself. So feel free to roast, okay? Everyone's been super supportive and I love that. But also, I feel like I need someone to like go in there and stir up drama. I need to pay someone to go into my comment section and just like say the most insane shit and then see the comment section go crazy. The AI high school picture? Yeah. See. I think that took me like 2 hours to edit. It took me 2 hours to edit. And that video is 5 minutes. 5 whole minutes. So, just to give you a understanding of where I'm at. But this is good practice, high key, and that's why I'm doing it too. It's just so I can get better at it and give you guys better content. And also, you know, mostly because I don't have an editor and I'm too poor to afford one. I'll just post they look mid as fuck and see the rage roll in. You need something more targeted. You need something like you need something that's like completely out of left field that has nothing to do with the content. You know what I mean? And that'll just draw in like random fucking people who will just go in there and just argue about the aerodynamics of a cow for like 40 minutes and why it's a lot better than the aerodynamics of an olive or something like that. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll just go in with my other accounts and just start posting random shit. Oh fuck. Hold on. Am I running too many ads, low key? It says I've only been live for an hour 14 and I've served 2 or 3 ads. Two. I think I only served 2. Damn. Okay. I'm on timing. Speaking of aerodynamics, a Jeep Wrangler has the worst aerodynamics than a lobster. I can see that. A Jeep Wrangler having worse aerodynamics than a lobster. At least lobsters are sleek. You know what I mean? At least lobsters are sleek. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your little ad break. I'm actually burning through news kind of fast, which is alarming. Okay. So, one of the most prevalent things about this past weekend is the hostage situation. All right. Here's the situation. Hamas offered up 2 hostages to Israel. Israel declined when Hamas came out and said, yeah, we are offering these people, you know, we're offering these hostages. Can you please take them? They're very old and we're worried for their, we're worried for their life. We're not going to be able to maintain them. You know what I mean? Like, you've already killed 20, was it 23 or 26? I hate quoting figures because it's always 2 numbers. It's always, I'm going to say 23. 23. You've already killed 23 of your own people via bombing. So we would like to give these old people back, okay? Because they might just die from heart attacks. No cap. Here's a little bit of shit on what's going on with that. How loud you be coughing? That's an excellent question. And the answer to that is not loud at all. Because I pulled all of the muscles in my back and I'm in immense pain. While chat was watching ads, Rudy donated to Donald Trump's campaign. I saw it. It's all true. It's all true. He had me back. He won me back as soon as he said Benjamin Netanyahu is a scrub for letting South Israel happen. For letting the area. All right, good luck, Shotty. Appreciate you. Also, welcome in Lucchini21. Welcome in, homie. I hope you're doing well. All right,
let's return to our breaking news this hour. Hamas has released 2 captives in response to Qatari Egyptian mediation efforts. Tariq Abu Azoum is in Khan Yunis in Gaza. Tariq, just tell us more of what you know about this.
Well, yes, today and before just a couple of minutes, the military wing of Hamas Al-Qassam brigades in a tweet on Telegram platform, they have announced that they have released 2 hostages that were captured since the early beginning of this round of fighting between Palestinian fighters and the Israeli occupation forces. Those 2 hostages were offered before to be handed over to the Israeli occupation, but meanwhile the Israeli occupation before refused to receive and to accept them throughout Qatari and Egyptian mediation. Today, the military wing of Hamas had handed over those 2 hostages to the regional mediators in order to be delivered to the Israeli side for humanitarian reasons. This incident came after the release of also 2 hostages before a mother and daughter, American daughters who are really dual nationalities, holding dual nationalities to the Israeli side. This step came in order to show to the international community by the Palestinian military wing of Hamas that they are dealing with hostages according to the principles of international law, but it's still unclear why the Israeli government refused to receive and to accept those hostages.
So 2 released already, another 2 released now. Any prospect of further releases, do you think? I mean, there are lots of reports in Israeli media that 50 hostages will be released imminently.
Well, till this current moment, there is no any further confirmation by the Palestinian military wing of Hamas in order to disclose more information about the possibility of releasing more than around 50 hostages in the potential and future. They are trying to. There are different efforts have been made in order to release hostages, but till this current moment, there is no any further announcement had been released by Palestinian side in terms of that.
All right, thanks for that update there, Tariq. Thanks very much indeed. Tariq Abu Azoum in Khan Yunis in Gaza.
All right. Oh, shit. All right. Oh. Okay. So, yeah, Hamas tried to give Israeli citizens back to Israel. And Israel said, fuck no, dude. The fuck? You think we give a shit about them? You think it matters? We've been bombing this entire time. We don't give a fuck. We don't care. But it's bad PR to just tell the truth if you're Benjamin Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu. Make him sound like he plays fucking craps and runs people for their money. Anyways, they don't give a fuck. They're planning on going in. You know what I mean? They're amassing ground forces to prepare for an invasion, to go in and kill. And they're not going to give a fuck if you speak Arabic or Hebrew, because they're just going to fucking kill. They're just going to go crazy in there. And it's going to be a massacre, and it's going to be an extension of the genocide they started in 1948. And the international community recognizes that. Everyone except for fucking Joe Biden, apparently, who's just like, yeah, Jack, go ahead. Send it. You need some more money? You need another $20, Jimmy? Here's a BB. Good old Benjamin. More Benjamins for Benjamin. Here you go, buddy. Have some guns, too. There you go, buddy. No stimmies for us, though, bro. Just want to point that out. But regardless, as long as the United States is supporting Israel, there will be no chance at backing down. If the United States no longer supports Israel, then Israel will have no choice but to stop what they're doing. Where's the wake up Joe Biden, dude, when you need him? Joe Biden. Wake up, Joe Biden. Is that the same guy? I've only ever seen clips of him just saying Joe Biden. I've never seen him say anything besides that. It is the same guy. Fucking sick. What's this? He's texting me. How are the streams going? My little brother is texting me and saying, how are the streams going? I'm literally on right now. Okay. Joe Biden. So Al-Qassam Brigade, which is the military arm of Hamas, they offered up the hostages, and here is what went down after Israel finally said, "Okay, I guess we'll take our people back," after fucking lying for 2 days. Here's how the exchange went. There's gonna be a lot of bleeping out. Oh, sorry. That's not the exchange. That's them sitting in. Oh no, here's the exchange. Okay, I was right. Here's the exchange.
It's okay, let's go. It's okay, let's go. You go with this one.
Salam. Can you hear? I turned it down a bunch because it's a lot of bleeping out. They bleeped out like names, I think. Names and other information. Yeah, sound is on. Sound is on right now.
It's okay, let's go. It's okay, let's go. You go with this one. Okay. You go with this lady. I'll go with the other one. Okay.
So, yeah. Oh shit, it's my little brother. That's wild. Speak of the devil. Hey, what's up, dude? Welcome in. So that is the treatment of the hostages. Okay. Now, why would Israel not want the hostages back? Why would they just say, we don't give a shit? Let them, let them perish in our bombardment. I don't know. Maybe because when they come back, the only thing they'll have to say is anti-Zionist, what's it called? Is the anti-Zionism that they're afraid. They want all of these hostages to come back as like war-shaken, PTSD-addled vets so that they can talk about how, the treatment of the treatment of them by the Palestinian people and by Hamas is, terrible. That's what they want to hear. That's what they would love to push. And if they can't push that narrative, they have no interest or reason to bring out the hostages. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about their own people. Okay? They don't. How many other of these people were bombarded, were blown up, with America at Israel's heel, saying, yeah, keep going, do it, push, further, more bombs, love it. While every other country that isn't, an America dick rider is saying, this is insane, this needs to stop. We need to call for a ceasefire now. And the only psychopaths are the war dogs in the United States and the psychopaths in Israel. The Likud party. Okay? All right. So that was the exchange of the two Israeli citizens that was at first denied by Israel and then finally accepted 2 days later. Okay. Enough hammering that point. That's good. Now let's talk a little bit more about these two women. Let's see. Who are they? Oh, I might have to pull it up. No, okay, I'm good. Okay. All right. Cool. Here we go. Two Israeli hostages. Nurit Cooper and Yocheved Lifshitz. All right. 78, 85, respectfully. Okay. So, Hamas released two elderly Israeli hostages Monday evening after 17 days in captivity. The third and fourth captives freed by the terror group in recent days. The two are identified as Nurit Cooper, 79, and Yocheved Lifshitz, 85. They were released from Gaza into Egypt late Monday and were then transferred to the IDF, which brought them to an Israeli hospital for examination. At least 220 others, including their respective husbands of both women, Amiram Cooper, 84, and Oded Lifshitz, 83, are believed to still be held hostage by Hamas. The couples were taken captive on October 7th from their homes in Kibbutz Nir Oz. Many others were slaughtered by Hamas terrorists in the community. The international community of the Red Cross said it has facilitated the release of the hostages, transporting them out of Gaza this evening. The organization wrote. Video footage, which aired on Egyptian TV, showed the two women being transported in the back of ambulances while receiving medical treatment. The release came after reports proliferated in Hebrew media earlier that up to 50 hostages with foreign citizenships could be freed by the terrorist group. The Wall Street Journal, citing three unnamed officials with knowledge of matter, said that effort failed over Israel's refusal. Effort failed over Israel's refusal to accept Hamas's demand to allow fuel into Gaza. So they were willing to give up. Hamas was willing to give up 50 Israeli citizens that they had held hostage in return for fuel. In return for like the most basic thing you need to maintain a hospital and to maintain those same hostages that you would ideally as a state want to maintain and keep alive. But they just do not give a fuck. Israel, the Likud party, Israel, not Israel. It is really just the Likud party, which is a majority of the Knesset, but a majority of Israelis are, anti-Likud, Netanyahu, for good reason. He's like our Trump. Complete piece of shit. Just before midnight on Monday, the Prime Minister's office confirmed that the two women had been released and handed over to Israeli forces, who were bringing them to an Israeli hospital for a full assessment, where their families members were waiting for them. The government thanked both Egypt and the Red Cross for their roles in freeing and transporting Lifshitz and Cooper and vowed to continue to work to the best of their abilities with full effort to locate all the missing and bring all the hostages home. The spokesperson for Hamas's military wing, the Izz ad-Din al-Qassam brigades, who goes by the Nom de Guerre Abu Abaida, announced earlier that the terror group had released the two Israeli hostages for humanitarian reasons, following Egyptian and Qatari mediation. On Saturday, Abu Abaida claimed that the terror group wanted to release the same two hostages, but that Israel declined to accept them. Following the claim, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office said it would not respond to Hamas's propaganda lies. Okay? So Hamas was like, look, we're trying to give you back your people. And Netanyahu said, we're not going to respond to Hamas propaganda and lies. Daniel Lifshitz, the grandson of Yocheved and Oded, told reporters on Monday night that his family was excited, happy, and overjoyed by the official notice that his grandmother, as well as Cooper, are coming back to us. He said that the whole family is waiting for them, and we're also waiting for the hostages from the other hostages from this kibbutz, as well as all the hostages in general. Lifshitz added that he hoped both women were in good health and that the family was waiting desperately to be reunited with Yocheved. Asked about the status of his grandfather, Daniel said that he did not have any news about anything else. There was no immediate indication why Cooper and Lifshitz were selected for release. other than their advanced age and potential health complications. Lifshit's daughter, Sharon, had said her mother uses oxygen when she sleeps and suffers from a significant back pain. Cooper's son, Rodham, had told a local U.S. TV network that they might not survive if they did not get their medicines. Okay. Egyptian TV station Al Qahira News said the hostages were released through the Rafah crossing with Egypt, claiming that the move came about following intense Egyptian efforts. The Lifshitz couple, who were among the founders of Kibbutz Niraz, were peaceful activists and regularly transported patients from Gaza to receive medical treatment in hospitals across Israel. On Friday evening, Hamas released 2 American Israelis, mother and daughter Judith and Natalie Anan, also via the Rafah crossing with Egypt. The 2 were handed over to the Red Cross, which then handed them over to Israel. Hamas also said that release was made for humanitarian reasons. 8 other members of Judith and Natalie's extended family are among the hostages. 2 members of the extended family were killed by terrorists in Hamas's October 7th onslaught. U.S. officials over the past week have reportedly been urging Israel today to delay its ground operation in the Gaza Strip, to allow more time for negotiations to release more hostages. So, unlike Israel, who is showing blatant disregard for the lives of the hostages, the United States has a little bit more, I think, of a reputation to uphold. I think it's incredibly important that the United States shows the people, at least Joe Biden, makes some sort of show that he cares about the American hostages that are within the Gaza Strip. So, in order to do that and not directly call for a ceasefire, he's asking Israel to delay. But he's really just being a bitch. He needs to just call for a ceasefire. What's up, Casanova? How you doing, homie? I totally trust Joe Biden to lead as an example. Yeah, me too. Exactly. He'll be just like all the other presidents before him, waiting to the last minute to do something about genocide. Or he's actively enabling the genocide. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. He's actively enabling that shit. Whatever money you need, whatever support you need, we're here for you, Benjamin. I just want you to say that you like me more than you like Trump. Who the only reason why they like Trump is because he gave them a fuck ton of money. Speaking to reporters earlier Monday, IDF spokesman Rear Admin Daniel Hagari said the number of confirmed hostages stood at 222. He said that the number included a not significant number of foreign nationals and that it had taken time for them to be identified and for their families to be notified. The number appeared to stand at 220 following the latest release. When asked whether the ground operation was being delayed to allow more time to attempt to secure release of further hostages, Hagari said, "We are working in all ways to free the hostages and bring them home." Okay, sure. I'm so sure. Hagari refused to confirm or deny reports that some 50 hostages with foreign citizenships were slated to be freed, saying only that Israel does not differentiate between who has what passport, what race, gender, or religion they are when it comes to securing their release. Aww. Well, when Brandon dies, I doubt Kamala could do anything. Kamala will just do the same shit Brandon did. She'll just follow suit. The only thing worse than having to step up as the vice president, is stepping up and fucking up harder than the guy who was just there. So she'll toe party lines like she always does. Preach insane conservative rhetoric and how we need to kill them all. And everybody will assume she's talking about Hamas, but in reality, she means Palestinians. Plus, Brendan will probably make it to the end of his term before he passes. I know he's old. He's not that old. And don't forget, there's socialism. for the wealthy. Capitalism for the poor, socialism for the wealthy. He'll have all of the resources he needs to maintain his health and welfare. Everything we can't get access to, he has. Okay. Kind of blasted through that on accident. Didn't mean to finish all of my coverage. That's everything I had prepared. So let's go ahead and see what's going on in real time.
The reporting was that Hamas had offered to release 2 hostages. They provided names. It was widely reported in the media, the regional media at least. But the Prime Minister's office said that was, I'm quoting the PMO's office now, said it was propaganda lies. Of course, we did just see these 2 women released today. Did Israel initially reject that offer? Can you explain what happened here?
I think this is Hamas disinformation. It's not logical at all to presuppose that Israel would refuse to accept hostages released. It's just ridiculous. It was psychological.
Of course, you would have that take. I don't know if you guys heard this fucking ghoul, but he said it's not realistic for Israel to deny the reintegration of Israeli hostages back into Israel. He's like, there's no reason for Israel to not accept the prisoner, for them to not accept the hostages when they have every reason not to, because the people are not fans of fucking Benjamin. They're not fans of Benjamin Netanyahu, especially the people that were left to fucking get clapped by Hamas in southern Israel while he sent his forces into the West Bank to just continue fucking up all of the people who live there. You know what I mean? So the people that are going to come out of this are people who are not fans of the Israeli state or Benjamin Netanyahu by any means. So why the fuck would he want them? Why would he want them to come out? You know what I mean? He's already suspended members of the Knesset who said anything disparaging against him. They're going through and paying attention to social media posts from activists. You know what I mean? They're doing the most to make sure that everybody believes the narrative they're spewing and nothing else. CNN is on the same fucking page. Netanyahu isn't even real. His last name, LMAO. Yeah, I don't. No, wait, what? His dad adopted it? Wait, Netanyahu isn't his real name? What's his real name? They're shadow banning anyone in the world on Instagram. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely been shadow banned. Not the first time. Definitely won't be the last. I'm foolish enough to post my true beliefs on Instagram and then, get shadow banned for it. But I don't give a fuck. Instagram's stupid as shit anyways. I will say the homies who are on Instagram that are in my community are the best on the platform. There is not, they are without equal. All right. All of them based Giga Chads. Okay. I'm talking fucking throbbing, veiny, juicing motherfuckers, okay? Not juicing, but you would think they are just because you come across them and they all look like JoJo's characters because they're all fucking hot as shit or ripped as shit or both, okay? That's how I would describe my community. Serving cunt 24. It's Milikowski? Milikowski? He should have sticked with his original name, bro. Netanyahu, he sounds like a boss. He sounds like he does sound like the final boss. Or like or the final boss is what's it called? The final boss is Lieutenant. The guy you have to fight right before you have to fight the final boss. And he's either a total pushover or he's just like way too he's harder than the actual boss. It's either one or the other. It's never both. Never in between. When Netanyahu's father emigrated to Israel, he Hebraized his surname from Milaikowski to Netanyahu, meaning God has given. Jesus Christ. You mean when he left Pennsylvania? When he left Pennsylvania? So he could go get So he could go get his piece of land that nobody lives on. That's crazy. He should have stuck with that first name, bro. He actually sounds like a normal person with his first name. Okay. These goons got no good shit to say. Useless. Buddha. Let's see what our boy Azan has got to say.
Israel does move forward with that ground invasion.
Look, America is our best friend. It's our strongest ally. And in Israel, people have appreciated greatly President Biden's forthright support, and not just in his words.
Okay.
But in
You know
his
what?
actions. He's giving us the tools we need. He's replenishing.
We have
our
enough
armaments.
time.
So
We have
the
enough time.
tools
We're going to
we
go
need
ahead and
to
watch.
defeat Hamas. Attack Israel on another front. I mean, we have nothing but praise for President Biden. And of course, when you have a good friend, you listen to what they have to say. But Israel is a sovereign country, and we'll make our own decisions according to our own assessment of our national security.
Okay, chill, little bro.
You are a senior advisor
Just sit
to Prime
down.
Minister Netanyahu.
Sit down, little bro. We know you don't do
We
shit
hear
without
from
Israel or without
some
America's
officials,
consent.
or some former military officers who say that they believe he should resign over how this was handled, over the government's role and lack of a response, a slow response on that day. When you speak to him, I mean, does he accept responsibility, any responsibility for what happened on October 7th in terms of how the government handled that?
I mean, in Israel, there's no shortage of former officers, and they've all got their own opinions. And you'll have a whole range of opinions across the spectrum.
Bro, they can't even get them to be like, yeah, these guys were in the wrong, like, which is a fact that 85% of the country believes. But in America, you can't even get them to address that.
Conversation in Israel about lessons learned and mistakes made. I mean, first of all, we were surprised.
I'm losing it.
Didn't get in time that
I'm
Hamas
not
was
even
gonna
kidding. I feel like Israeli media does a fucking better job of talking to these goons than American media does, because at least like they got skin in the fucking game. You know what I mean? They got like family members and shit that are trapped in fucking Gaza. Like, yes, I know that there are obviously a shit ton of reactionary. There's a shit ton of reactionaries right now that are basically begging to wipe out Gaza, but on this issue, at least, they press a little bit more than American media does. It's fucking crazy. Like, on this issue, I'm saying acknowledge for the responsibility that you have, okay? That is an issue that the Israeli media has covered better than American media. They can't even, Piers Morgan even is like addressing this better than fucking CNN at this point. What the hell?
process of looking at lessons that need to be
Okay,
learned.
Chai, I need your advice on this.
Mark Regev, thank you for your time tonight.
Thanks for having me, Caitlin. Much appreciated.
And I should note, as far as his comments there on fuel, what we here at CNN know is that no fuel has entered Gaza in these aid trucks since the war began. It's our understanding that the ambassador was referencing what we heard from an IDF spokesperson earlier, alleging that Hamas stole fuel that had already been in Gaza. Coming up on the rest of the source tonight, the kibbutz where Nurit and Yohanna.
Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Oh my lord, holy fucking moly. I can't do this. I can't do this. It's so much. It's too much.
All right, I need your guys' help because I don't know if I'm allowed to do this. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this. I need your wizard skills, chat. You guys tend to know about this shit. Can I play this movie on stream? Do it anyway. Fuck the rules. Fuck it. Do it. Okay, guys. I can't just do it, okay? We are on the precipice. Okay? If we blow up in the next, 90 days and this comes up, I'll just get banned. I'm trying to avoid getting banned. All right? That's the name of the game, is to stay in the game. No, you probably can't, but just do it, and you'll be released from the Jeffrey Bezos prison of entertainment. And then chat will bitch at me because I've been gone for 6 months, so I can't do that. That's not an option. What I can do, however, is check to see if this is on any major. If this is on major streaming networks, then I definitely can't watch it. But it's free on YouTube, which is what gives me the impression that I can. So let's find out right here. 1948. Creation and catastrophe. Did you see that insane Free Palestine? No thanks Hassan reacted to? No, send it. Do you have the link? If you have the link, please. I'm trying to see. What the? No thing. Oh, wait. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know. You're talking about how he was on the plane and someone was like, Free Palestine. No, thanks. And they were talking about his Piers Morgan interview. And then homeboy turned around and was like, yeah, bro. I was the guy on that interview. Oh, different one. Oh. But yeah, the fucking Hassan, he said some shit to some guy. Isn't that insane? Going on a major news network and then hearing people talk about you, it blows my mind. I always want people to talk about me, so you know what I mean? It's wild. And he's doing it because he's talking about shit that needs to be said. So that's also ultimately super sick. Okay, I don't think you can check this out on any streaming services. It said I already watched, but I didn't. Okay, so I think we're good to watch this. Another thing to notice though is this movie. I'm pretty sure it's graphic. And I don't know the stopping points, so I don't want to fuck us. But the information in it is also too integral, so maybe they've got what I'm looking for in the comments. Oh, I talk about you all the time. Yeah. Can I search the comments? Hello, I would like to sort by which moments are TOS, please. Oh boy. So I have a question. If Jews bought land in Palestine, how could that land have been Palestinian land? They may have been living there, but they did not own the land. Who owned it? To me, it seems if an Israeli bought the land, then they legitimately own that bit of land. If I rent a house here in America, no matter how long I might live there, I know I do not own it, and I'm subjected to having to move anytime the owner tells me. I'm legitimately trying to understand how this all really got started. I know the Romans forced the Jews to leave 2,000 years ago. after having been there for a very long time and then renamed the land Palestine. Okay, sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It went from being named Philistine. Wait, no. The people who lived in the land went from being called Philistines to Palestinians. And they definitely, you know, definitely weren't. I don't even know how to frame this as a joke, because it's just not like, what are you struggling to comprehend? Bro watched this entire thing and is like, so I'm having a hard time because this doesn't line up with my biblical values and how I believe things worked based on the Bible. My brother in Christ, if they live there, they live there. What kind of an ass take is that? On God, dude. Yes. But that's why it's not even worth. To me, that was an illegitimate removal. Yeah, this guy's going back into goddamn like Genesis and shit, bro. Bro, pick up a book is all I have to say to you and the 7 other dumbasses who thought this was a good post. Talking about removal. Like Palestinians removed, like they removed Jews from Palestine. And also, look, Israel. Historic Palestine. Historic Palestine he refers to as Israel. You just can't argue against like brain rot of this level. First of all, you have to undo this kind of idea that what happened in the Bible is fucking fact. That's just no. Go pick up a goddamn book. Or like think critically for a second. The people of that land were called Philistines. Okay. So if they were already there in the land of Philistine, how can they be living simultaneously in Israel? Not to mention, let's talk about illegitimate removal. What kind of fucking, like, I don't even understand where they go to get this information from. It's like they read some shit, they see one article or headline, and then they just start to build headcanon off of whatever bullshit they see. It blows my mind. That's like saying Nordic people goes to Minnesota to be like Vikings. We're here first. This is my land. Exactly, dude. Yes. But it's not even like that, because this guy is saying that it was already Israel and that they were already there and that the Philistines didn't exist. That a whole people didn't exist. But he's also simultaneously contradicting himself by saying that by recognizing that Palestinian people sold land to European Jews trying to flee post-World War II. So it doesn't make any fucking sense. Where do you stand? Where is your understanding at? It's obviously incomplete. Reading this is just going to make me have a fucking heart attack. I have much sympathy for the Jews and suffering persecution for nearly 2,000 years, trying to find a place to live where they would be accepted, then experiencing near annihilation in World War II. I feel like it was only right that they be allowed to finally return to their former homeland, Europe. What I'm trying to understand is that Arabs and Jews had been living there in peace. Why could that not continue, and what caused it not to continue? Looking for some understanding here. Okay. There has never been a lasting peace in what I'm assuming he's referring to, the two-state solution that had been tried from 1948 till now. Yeah. Huh. I think it's just crazy. They've lived in peace this entire time, and now all of a sudden things are bad? Did you not watch this fucking video? Did you not watch the in-depth history of Palestine since Israel became a country I haven't even watched the entirety of this. I haven't even watched it a fucking hour and I still have a fucking understanding. Like, what? And yeah, he's just ignoring the year 1948 because he wants it to fall in line with his biblical perception that Israel was a thing, was a state back in some fucking biblical time. When Jesus rode dinosaurs or some shit, dude. Like, the fuck? He just thinks it's a catchy fucking name. This comment has been liked by the IDF. That would be funny as fuck. I would die. This one has 62 likes. I've watched several documentaries on this subject recently, and I've been watching the events in Israel from various mainstream media and citizen journalists' points of view. But the questions in my mind that keeps bothering me is how can a people who are persecuted by the Nazis not recognize the many atrocities and cruel treatment of the Palestinian resembles what some of them experienced. Hearing about the man and his baby being thrown in the oven was especially shockingly similar. The Palestinians have suffered for far too long. The thing is, people who are aware or who are adjacent to those who are aware of the atrocities of World War II, they recognize the resemblance. They see it and they say, that's fucking dog shit. This reminds me of the Warsaw ghettos. This reminds me of the description of the Warsaw ghettos my parents, grandparents, so on, told me about. Constantly, you hear this from anti-Zionist Jews because Israel is not a Jewish state, okay? They might have the Star of David up on the flag, but there are more than just Jewish people in the state. But the Jewish people, the ones with historical knowledge and an accurate historical knowledge, know exactly what this is. Honestly, the IDF retweeting this shit is wild to see. Retweeting what shit? Also, what's this? Oh. They retweeted the Geneva Convention? That's fucking hilarious, dude. That is actually so funny. Holy shit, dude. Wow. They're just out here saying, yeah, we know it exists. And we still choose to ignore it. Fuck yeah, baby. Cluster bombs for the win. Yeah, I watched this live. I remember watching this live. Such a fucking dumbass video. So stupid. Actual brain rot. The video that they're referencing. This guy. Just fucking full of misinformation. I recommend you guys go watch this. If you're curious about what kind of propaganda the Israeli population is being conditioned with. Super good. Super good segment. Zach Foster is based. Zach is a Giga Chad. And I've been told he has a 12-inch cock. Unconfirmed. But I believe it. Oh, fuck. That's hilarious, though. Retweeting the Geneva Convention like they don't just ignore it blatantly. Insane. I've discovered a lot of cool Jewish/Palestinian reporters because of this. Yes, dude. Yes, yes. And you'll notice all of the good ones have been talking about this forever. They've been talking about it since they've been aware of it. And that's been for years. It's like this video implies this shit has been going on at least since 1948. It just blows my mind how people forget Judaism and Christianity is practiced by Palestinians as well. Yeah, that's another thing people forget. There are Jewish Palestinians in Gaza. There are Christian Palestinians in Gaza. There are churches in Gaza. Bombed by the IDF, but there were churches in Gaza. There might still be some, but okay. I'm just like super afraid to watch this because I don't want you guys to be traumatized, and also because I don't want to get banned. Okay. Honestly, it looks like mostly historical photos and interviews, so I think I'm good. Let's go ahead and kick it. All right. Here we go. Finally getting to watch 1948. This movie is so good. This movie is so good. Just a little bit that I've seen is just riveting. Fucking well made, and provides viewpoints not only from Palestinians, but also from Israel and from Israelis. Cenk was on Pierce. Yeah, I saw. Or I heard about that. I haven't seen. Did he do a good job? According to a Hassan tweet, he redeemed himself a little bit. So that's good to hear. Of course, it's so hard to fuck up if you literally just watched Hassan do it. You just do what Hassan did, and then you're fine. Or at least, you're not going to get shit on his heart, because Hassan just gets, he does something normal. He'll get shit on. So if you do the exact same thing, no one will shit on you. It's kind of funny. I don't know. I just found out. Yeah, he was on Pierce. All right. Let's get it, boys.
I think.
Oh shit! I forgot I have the sun shit up.
I didn't watch this entire interview, but I think he was like shitting on Owen Jones as well, because I think Owen Jones was like saying that, yeah, you know what, I'm sorry or something. Owen Jones is pro-Palestine too, but I think he was like shitting on some members of the British left, which are very few of out there anyway, who were offering concessions overall to some of the narrative that was being presented. Like, it's not
Okay. Now we're going to start off with the conception of the Israeli state.
There are no signs for them. You won't see them on tourist maps. But if you know where to look, if you remember where to look, you can find them, and hundreds like them across Israel.
كلها مهدمينها ورايحة. هذا بيتنا هون. هون بيتنا؟ هون. مش فاهم عليك. 100%. كيف؟ هون البيت.
To know the stories of these ruined towns and villages is to understand the heart of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. To learn their stories, you must go back to a year that none in the region will ever forget, though some have tried.
It's a black hole. I don't want to think about it.
The feeling of you have a state of your own, a Jewish state. Oh, no one have ever lived such a situation.
It's such a grave injustice, and that is really what hurts you. It's a grave injustice that has not been at all attended to and taken care of.
Only when I answered your question, I knew about it. Yes. I know that I don't want to think about the 48.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, guys.
Have ever lived such a real
Hans, no.
The Israeli-Palestinian conflict can seem impossible to comprehend. By looking at the year that most changed the lives of Israelis and Palestinians, 1948, it becomes possible to understand the forces that drive this conflict today. For Israelis, 1948 was a year of creation. The terrible injustices Jews had faced throughout the world would finally come to an end with the realization of their long sought-after solution, a Jewish state in Palestine. For Palestinians, 1948 was a catastrophe.
Have you seen those vids on Twitter of glass just exploding in Palestinians' house because of airstrikes? I have not. That sounds insane. Is it just like the force of the explosion then? It must be, right? Shockwaves.
That one year saw the destruction of hundreds of Palestinian villages and towns, their inhabitants replaced by outsiders from Europe and Russia. And most Palestinians would never see their home again. In the 1800s, Jews across Europe and Russia suffered persecution in many forms. Racial stereotypes of Jews were rampant. Movements called for boycotting Jewish businesses. In many places, Jews were not allowed to attend universities, were forced to live in certain neighborhoods, and were prevented from entering roles in government. In other places, whole towns would rise up against their Jewish populations and attack them en masse, resulting in looting, robbery, rape, and massacres. Jews began to look for a way to end their suffering. Some came up with the idea to bring all of the Jewish people out of Europe and settle in a place where they could finally be secure. The place they chose was Palestine, and the movement, formed at the end of the 19th century, became known as Zionism.
We were Zionists. We were for building a homeland.
Well, what the Jews did in their little circles and societies abroad, which promoted Zionism, as it came to be called, is they gathered some money and then they sent off a family or a group of 20 people or whatever to Palestine. They bought little chunks of land and established small settlements.
It was a spirit of hope and enthusiasm, and that feeling we were building something.
Europeans had been colonizing land across the globe for centuries, and Zionism would follow in that tradition. But there was a problem that was overlooked by a popular Zionist slogan about Palestine.
A people without land for a land without people. Okay? So they wanted to give the Jews a land because they didn't have land. But the problem is that the land they gave them had people. It was inhabited by Palestinians for thousands of years.
Sounds good, man. Enjoy. Catch you later, Casanova.
When Zionist settlers began arriving in the 1880s, the Palestinian population already numbered around 450,000 Arabs and 20,000 Jews.
كانوا اليهود موجودين يهود حقيقيين من اليهود اللي غير متطرفين يعني كانوا مستقيمين وكانوا يعرفوا إنه أنا إلي
So he's saying the people who initially moved, the first Zionists, were peaceful, like normal people.
مثل ما إله هو حق يعيش هون.
And they believe they had just as much right to live there as Palestinians. This guy's saying, when the European Jews came, they forced them out and messed up everything.
The Zionist movement scored a major victory. The British Foreign Secretary Arthur Balfour declared support for the creation of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. A few weeks later, the British Army conquered Jerusalem and began implementing the Balfour Declaration. In the early years of the movement, calls for removing Arabs from Palestine were not often made publicly by Zionist leaders. But as larger and larger groups of Jews began arriving in the country, discussions about encouraging the native population to leave by purchasing their land or through other means began to spill into the open. In the 1920s, thousands of Arabs became homeless after Zionists purchased their land out from under them by making deals with wealthy landlords from nearby countries. The rise of Hitler in the 1930s led to a massive increase in Jewish immigration to Palestine. The Arabs watched the arrival of more and more Zionists, saw the growing number of those who had lost their homes, and heard pronouncements by some Zionist leaders that they had plans to one day outnumber the Arabs.
The Arabs revolted. In 36, 39, they revolted against the British and against the Zionist presence.
The leadership of the Zionist movement and the leadership of the Palestinian Arab population. They both have made the same diagnosis of their situation, and this is what they understand, that the establishment of any type of Jewish state in any part of Palestine where there was going to be a Jewish majority necessarily required the large-scale displacement of Palestinian Arabs.
Early Zionism thought you can actually buy the Palestinians out. You can buy bits of the land here, you push them out, gradually you push them into Transjordan. By the mid-30s, the key figures within the leadership realized the only way to do it is to do it on a mass scale, to engineer it.
In 1940, Yosef Weitz wrote in his diary, "The only way is to transfer the Arabs from here to neighboring countries. All of them, except perhaps Bethlehem, Nazareth, and Old Jerusalem. Not a single village or a single tribe must be left." As the Second World War broke out, flight from Europe only became more desperate. Yosef ben Eliezer ended up in Palestine after being forced out of Poland by the Nazis.
We were ordered to go out from the town. The SS were standing around us, and mothers with children, old people, handicapped, everyone, the whole mass of people moving towards the River Seine. In there we were searched for all valuables, and they were taken away from us.
Poland, there were 25 children in my class. Two of us remained after the war. All the rest were killed.
I had a view that we are fighting for survival, and that if we will not fight, we will experience here a second Holocaust, which may have been not objective, but that's what I felt at the time.
In Palestine, even before World War II began, it was clear that war was on the horizon. After crushing the Arab revolt and exiling the leaders of the Arab community, the British decided to take some action to address the concerns of Arabs in Palestine.
And this pushed the British into gradually stopping Jewish immigration. What this meant to the Jews was that the path of achieving statehood through majority, through gaining a Jewish majority here, was blocked.
At the time, there were two Zionist militias in Palestine. The Haganah was far larger and better equipped, but the Irgun was more radical. The Irgun refused to accept the British decision to restrict immigration into the country.
So we started to fight against them.
My father was at the doorstep of the building and looked at his watch, and he said, "It's too early now. I'm going to come and have lunch at the YMCA anyway." Just as soon as he left, he hardly got away, a kilometer away, and the building was gone.
The King David Hotel was the headquarters of the British government in Palestine. Its bombing in 1946 by the Irgun was by far the largest attack in the Zionist campaign against the British and was a massive shock to Palestine. It left 91 people dead including Britons, Arabs, and Jews.
My mother came to us and she said, go on your knees and thank the Lord that your father was spared.
In the 1940s, the Haganah began preparing for the coming war with the Arabs by creating files on the hundreds of Arab villages and neighborhoods across Palestine.
We used to spy, you might call it, on the Arab villages around to prepare ourselves for the day in which we knew will come. When the British leave, then the fight will not be against the British, but between the Jews and the Arabs. So we used to build up files of pictures and details about the villages so they can be attacked when the point will come. And as the age of 18, even less 17, I was already part of such an operation.
In 1947, the British gave up on trying to find a solution between the Zionist settlers and the native population. Exhausted from World War II, the British declared that they would leave Palestine and handed the problem over to the United Nations. At the UN, a committee decided that the best way forward was to split Palestine in two, giving one state to the Jews and the other to the Arabs. Jerusalem would become a separate entity administered by the UN. The Jewish community in Palestine had skyrocketed throughout the Zionist movement. But in 1947, it still only represented 1/3 of Palestine's population and owned less than 7% of the land. The United Nations partition plan called for giving 56% of the country to the Jewish state. This proposal shocked the Arab community. Not only would the Jews receive over half of Palestine,
but they got the
they
good
were also
land.
receiving most of the land suitable for farming.
Yep.
Nobody felt that this was a fair deal.
The overwhelming majority, more than 55% of a country that had a 2/3 Arab majority, was being given over to the minority. And the area that would have been given to the minority was almost equal in population between Arabs and Jews. So there was a negative reaction to the partition of the country at all. People felt it's a single country, it shouldn't be partitioned. But then the specifics of the partition were found unjust and unequal in that a minority was being given most of the country.
But in the wake of the Holocaust, world leaders felt compelled to do something for the Jewish people. In the United States, President Truman was facing re-election and intense lobbying by Zionist leaders. As a result of those pressures, he began supporting the UN partition plan.
Truman, you might say, unleashed American diplomats to threaten certain countries. So you change your vote or else. And it worked. The vote passed to have partition.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Partition passed 33-13. And is this crowd excited? They're starting their horror dances now. All over the square, little circles are forming. People are laughing and crying and shouting and whirling around in the wild horror dance.
The only time I remember in my life that I really seen a total happiness. I mean, everyone was dancing and everyone was happy, because it was a dream fulfilled.
The entire Jewish community was ecstatic. I was in Ramat Yohanan. Everyone was dancing.
I disliked it. From the beginning, I disliked it.
And they said, we are not going to accept this, we're going to fight. Because this is our country and we're not going to leave it. And we're not going to let anybody take part of it even.
Jerusalem rioters started fires in many parts of the city. Casualties amount to more than a score killed on both sides. But Palestine's most critical period has yet to come. With British troops away from the trouble center, it remains to be seen whether a threatened full-scale war will materialize.
We wanted weapons to resist with, so everybody started to donate whatever they had. We used to go up on the mountain where we saw Jews were coming from. I had an Italian gun with 5 bullets.
Now, when we came to a village, And then was a barrier of stones. I was afraid. I had all a bus on my responsibility. Then they began to try to climb on there, and I shot. I shot, and I hit maybe 3, 4, I don't know how many.
في يوم من الأيام إجت مجموعة يهود ودخلوا على البلد في الليل ولغموا بيوت ونسفوهن وقتلوا أهلهن. ومن هناك بدأت المعركة بين أهل البلد وبينهم يعني. فصاروا أهل البلد يشتروا أسلحة فاهم ويقاوموا.
Because the British ran the government of Palestine, neither the Jews nor the Arabs had an official army. However, by 1947, the Haganah, the militia of the mainstream Zionist parties, had become a well-developed force of 35 to 40,000 fighters, nearly 4 times more than the poorly equipped Arab militias.
The only Palestinian leader at the time was someone named Abdul Qadir al-Husseini. And he was quite effective in rallying people to his cause.
Oh, he was a force to be reckoned with. He had a big following. He was a fighter, a freedom fighter.
اليهود كانوا يعملوا انفجارات هلا احنا تعلمنا منهم الانفجارات.
صاروا يزتوا تفجيرات براميل يدحلوها من شارع يافا الأبين من فوق تيجي عنا يافا. فأخافت العالم. هذا الشيء اللي خوف العالم. صاروا يهربوا. قالوا
Haifa Refinery was one of these rather rare cases where you had Jewish and Arab workers working together. So the Irgun members drove by the oil refinery one day and threw a bomb into a rather large group of Palestinian Arab workers standing outside of the break. The Palestinians then responded against their fellow Jewish workers.
There was a bottle in the refinery. A bunch of Jews were killed.
There was a revolt there, and the Arabs said about the Jewish workers. We got called out there. Terrible disaster. Bodies all over the place.
So we did a counter operation in Balad. We shot at them, they shot at us. A friend was shot next to me. We had to carry him out on our backs. There were no stretchers.
The retaliation at Baladi Sheikh left dozens of Arab men, women, and children dead. It had been 4 weeks since the announcement of the UN partition plan. The British had announced that they would complete the evacuation of Palestine on the 15th of May. Zionist leaders began preparing for a Jewish state. On March 10th, the Haganah adopted Plan Dalet, also known as Plan D. This plan outlined an overall strategy for the Jewish militia. Its stated goal was to prepare the coming Hebrew state to defend itself once the British army had left. But historians strongly disagree about the intentions of the plan.
It's geared, and it says that it's geared, to securing the Jewish state and the border areas and the main roads between the Jewish urban concentrations, to securing the Jewish state in advance of the Arab invasion.
That's the same thing they say now, that they're doing it all in defense, in the name of defense, protecting their interests, defense. It hasn't changed. Like, it hasn't changed to today. They're still on that defense kick where they are offensively pushing people from their homes and then taking them from them and making sure they can't return. And they go over that information right here. But I'm going to call it here. I should probably get a little extra rest than I did yesterday. I'm not coming back tomorrow, but Wednesday, I'll be back. You guys know where to find me. All right. Catch me here. Still trying to figure out how the scheduling stuff works and make things work for me. But so far, this looks pretty good. I might come back tomorrow. I might come on tomorrow if something happens. I will be back here to provide coverage to you. All right. We go ahead and throw the last 3 minute here. All right. Fuck. I'm tired. I know this one was short. Sorry. Next time we'll get a lot more in. Also, I am going to be adding more stuff after politics. So just look forward to that. We have I have a lot of stuff that I had planned, but I wanted to roll right into what was more important and get this coverage out. Hopefully, we can look forward to a ceasefire, and that would be awesome. And then we can start talking about diplomatic solutions. The other option is kind of bad. The other option being the ground invasion. So let's hope to avoid all that bullshit. There's no point in more women and children getting shot. And not to mention all the hostages also getting shot, if not blown up. So that's it, guys. I appreciate you. And as always, be wise. All right. Catch you guys next time. Go watch that video. Go watch the rest of that video. It's good. Super good. Okay, guys. Good night.